Scorpio friends, hello. For those of you who've been here before, welcome back. And for those of you who it's your first time, welcome. I'm Denise. This is Surrender to the Flow Tarot. Today I'll be doing a mid-monthly general reading for the collective of Scorpio. Any one of the 11 placements that you have Scorpio in is fine. The way that I do mid-monthly readings is divided into decans. Every astrological sign is divided into 3 parts called decans. Depending on when your birthday is, determines which decan you fall into. So I will pull cards for decan 1, decan 2, decan 3, and do a full reading for each one. Sometimes I pull one card at the end for everything. That's determined within the reading if it's needed. I will have timestamps below, so you can just click on your own decan and watch just yours, but what's happening in my mouth? Hair in my mouth, sorry. I recommend watching all of them. Every single reading, all of the decans tell one story. They're just multifaceted aspects, way to look at one central truth. Do you know what I mean? Yes, okay. The question that I'm asking the universe for you is, what can you do right now to raise your energetic vibration and so that it will last now and for the remainder of the month? Sorry, you're my first words I've spoken all day, and it's kind of been, it's a beautiful, wonderful start to a weekend. It's like beautifully overcast out, and I think it's warmer, but it's not sunny, but it's just wonderful. It feels wonderful. So I stayed in bed a little bit longer. And I didn't work out first. I'm doing y'all first. Okay, so your decans are as follows. Decan 1 for Scorpio is October 23rd to November 1st. Decan 2 is November 2nd to the 11th. And Decan 3 is November 12th to the 21st. So if you are watching this for any placement other than your sun sign, use the same decan for this as you do for your sun signs. Wherever your sun sign falls, the rest of your placements read the same decan for that, okay? Okay, so we're going to start with tarot, and we're going to pull from the Linestrider Tarot. And then we're going to definitely clarify, and I've been doing oracle or tarot or both. It just depends on what the cards call for, but I've been using the Elle Qui, and then I have a bunch of other stuff, so we'll figure it out when we get there. Okay, so I recommend watching from now up until I start to clarify the first decan, because I pull cards for each group. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about the underlying and the split that goes over all 3 decans, and then I'll start clarifying. So do whatever you need to do. Do you, right? Do whatever works best for you. That way you get a better idea if how many decans you should watch. You know what I mean? All right. Are you ready for some football, Scorpio? I'm going to drink water first. I have an Elton John song in my head. It's my favorite Elton John song, actually. Okay. Oh, hold on. I forgot to do this. I got the clearing out happening, but I forgot to do the calling in. So let's do it together. Okay. Now here we go. I wasn't ready for some football. Let me do them again. Five of Cups. Seven of Cups. It came out a little bit sideways. So you're starting out with a feeling of, well, there might be some self-medicating going on, or you might have been coming out of that. But there is like a woeful sadness, holding on to pain. And Seven of Cups is options. It can go all different ways, so we'll get into that. Let's do Deacon 2. Oh, Deacon 1, sorry. Deacon 1 is October 23rd to November 1st. Now we're going to do Deacon 2, November 2nd to the 11th. The Queen of Pentacles, but didn't fall. So that's good. That's self-care. That's good. We're going to see that happening. The Page of Cups, that's also good. Potentially. Sometimes where it isn't, if there's a case of like fear, and so you really are feeling like a king, but you're showing up as a page. You feel me? Okay. Deacon 3, November 12th to the 21st. The Seven of Swords. So you start with this. The Deacon 1 has the Seven of Cups, and Deacon 3 has the Seven of Swords, 2 sevens. You're fighting yourself, yeah? I think you're fighting yourself. Okay. The split for all the deacons is the Ace of Pentacles. Dope. That's about the universe is handing you, and you already started on it, it looks like. This next chapter of your life is including laying down the foundation for your legacy. That's a dope, 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 dope. Looks like you are possibly anxious about it. Oh, the Lovers on the bottom, Scorpio, and the Seven of Wands. Seven of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Wands. And then under the Ace of Pentacles was the Nine of Swords, and under the Seven of Wands is the Nine of Cups. So this is interesting. So this could be two things. This is like an epic battle between you versus you, or this could be you and your person are mirroring each other. So we got the Lovers on the bottom. So that is about relationship, about a soulmate relationship. Divine. And it looks like that didn't come easy for you. Didn't come easy for someone. So we're going to find out when we clarify. There's two feelings I'm getting for this. There's this feeling of hope, like healing and enlightenment. That's what's like cradling all of this, all of you. But it also is, you're in the transition of it. You're in the like workings of it, progress. You're in the process of it. And it doesn't feel so light. I think it feels light and heavy, but there's definitely like a feeling of heaviness here with being open and trusting and knowing what to do. Maybe trusting your intuition is hard for you right now. Okay, so we're gonna start with Deacon 1. We're gonna clarify. So that's October 23rd to November 1st. Okay, what are we gonna use? We're going Elle Qui first. Interesting choice, Scorpios. These are all feminine presenting cards, but that has zero difference on anything. It's more of like guides, you know, or like overall underneath what you're, it'll give us a picture, clear picture of what's happening internally for you right now. Okay, so for you to raise your energetic vibration, for those folks who resonate with Deacon 1, again, that's October 23rd to November 1st. There's a choice that needs to be made. And the Seven of Cups is choosing your highest self, right? That's like where the universe wants you to go. But you don't, sometimes it's really confusing. There's a lot of options, you know. Let's see, okay? What else can you tell Scorpio about how the Seven of Cups relates to them raising their energetic vibration? She who becomes Eterna. I love that card. That's about fully embodying your fullest authentic self, and in the way of like all the things that make you super special. You are super special, Scorpio, okay? And you haven't been fully showing all the parts of you, and it's time to do that. We also got she who frees and she who waits. Okay. Oh, I feel like you're like confused and anxious and she who whispers, Conchicha. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Secrets, confessions, confidant. Interesting. Where's the split of this? She who battles. This is very much the Queen of Swords energy. That's about being committed to yourself, knowing what tactics to use, being in a place where you're measured and able to have clear sight, which will give you clear action. You know what I mean? On the bottom is she who divines, Futura, future choice, judgment. Interesting. Okay, so let's read these and see how they're tied into your whatever choice you have to make right now. We'll start with Conchicha. I'm hungry. Okay. Conchicha knows how to keep a secret. You won't pry anything from her lips. She's the quintessential vault who holds all the lies and all the truths of the world. Her smoky quartz headdress helps remove negative energy. In fact, it is said to transform it into positive energy. It is her role to hear all the confidences of all who come to her. Conchicha, Latin for confidant, never judges, she simply listens. This card reveals that all of us have secrets. It may be time to release yours now if they have become a burden. That was just what I was thinking. That's why I looked down at, you probably couldn't see me, at the Lovers card, because it was feeling like maybe the choice you have to make does include your highest self, and it includes your highest self opening up. And part of that vulnerability is you have previously unknown truths to tell someone. Whoever is tied into this Lover's energy with you, who is also tied into your legacy, right? It's a partner, like an equal partner. Sometimes if you are concerned about being judged, look into your own heart first for compassion. Sometimes we convince ourselves that our secrets are uniquely deep and dark. When we expose them to the light, we may discover others with the same fears. If someone has entrusted you with their secrets, honor their confidence. So here are questions to ask yourself. What are my secrets? What would happen if I shared my secrets with others? Who can I trust with what I value most? Okay, and she who divines, Futura. Futura holds La Mort, the death card, and the Seven of Hearts, which signifies unconditional love. One seems dire while the other seems like a fantasy, but they are simply messages for us to interpret. Like the die and key on her necklace, all our tools. So this is about you. Makes sense with the Page of Cups coming, that this is about you transforming, letting yourself transform into something with, it looks like vulnerability, unconditional love. The cups are about unconditional love. It's the journey to unconditional love and what that is. With source, understanding what it is, understanding you are it and how it manifests and all of those things, right? And also at the same time, the cups are deepening your psychic or discovering your psychic abilities, and it's about your intuition, trusting it, learning how to work with it, integrating your light and your shadow, you know what I mean? Healing up the pain that you still carry, alchemizing it, not really transmuting it. It's more of like dispersing it through love bomb, like a good love bomb, not like a narcissistic one, but like energetic love bomb. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like cauterizing, I don't know, that's what's coming in my head. Even the opal can be a stone of sorrow if chosen for the wrong reason. Futura also wears an icon of the Virgin Mary, representing the sorrows and the joys of women. Futura will help you see the opportunities that await you. This card points out that you have a choice to make. A decision is waiting to be made, but you must first review all the possibilities. A choice. Seven of Cups, okay. Make sure you're investigating the many varied paths that lie ahead. This could be an indication to ask someone else to help you delineate the choices before you. This card of looking into the future is a promise of hope, as long as you don't let the current issues hold you back. In order to move forward, you can't drag the past with you. You can't ignore it either. You have to take care of it. That's the only way you'll move forward. You can't leave stuff that you've done unfixed. And be truly happy and go where you really need to go. You know what I mean? You have to fix it at some point, because it's dark matter holding you back, even if it's a small part of you. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you from your full potential. Take time to peer into your window to see the future. Where will your feet take you next? Will your heart and head follow? Questions. What do I need to know to make a decision? What has brought me to this point? Have I considered all factors and options? Okay, we're gonna pull tarot for you, because clearly you already know, anyone in Deacon resonating with Deacon 1, that you have a choice to make, and it's I think what to do is easy. I think you know what to do, but I think it's maybe how to play it out. You're not sure about that? And the courage to do it. Okay. Which, we'll go Lightseers. Okay. What else can you tell Scorpio about this choice that they need to make? Make it a little bit more clear for them about the direction to go in order to raise their energetic vibration. I just saw myself in the mirror there because I scry and wow. Because I don't watch myself. And also there's a little time ticker at the top of this. It's right there. And it completely blocks like this part of my face. So even if I like looked, I can't see it. But anyway, I just saw my humongous bags under my eyes and I was like, woo! It is what it is, son. It is what it is. Okay. Make this clear for Scorpio and how they can raise their energetic vibration with this choice that needs to be. Oh my God, the Eight of Wands. So that is to take action. Stand in your confidence. Gather up your confidence. You haven't, the footing below you, your footing is more solid. Your footing is solid, and it might be more solid than you think. I think you know, though. I think you're just scared. You know what you have to do. You're scared. It's all right, Scorpio. It's okay. It'll be okay. It might not be easy, right? And someone's gonna get hurt, it looks like. But hurting is part of the path to healing. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay. Look at that. The Four of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, which came out already on the split, right? Four of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. So this is tied in, like we already know, to the beginning of building the foundation to your long-term stability for the rest of your life. Your partner, your career, your surroundings. It's the beginning of that. I just went somewhere in my head, I don't know where. 10 of Wands on the split, 4 of Wands on the bottom. A lot of fire. Well, we already know this, right? It has to do with a commitment with the Lovers, and it's a soul. The Hierophant is underneath the 10 of Wands. The Tower is underneath the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands is a marriage card. It's the marriage card, basically. It's about the merging. It's about commitment. It's about the merging of two what were formerly separate entities and that come together to make one new thing, right? I'm going to pull one more. What I'm feeling is that part of what's going to help you, give you the strength and give you the courage and like be there for your support team, for yourself, is self-care right now. Make sure that you are focusing right now, not on the question, not on the choices, but on the care of you and where you want to be. Where you want to be in 20 years, 10 years, at the end of your life. What do you hope happened? You know, think of it in broader terms too than like super specific. Some of it can be specific details, but do you know what I'm saying? Be clear about what you want, who you are, what you're working toward, what you're going to commit to. You know what I mean? And the way to do that isn't fully to like think about that, but is to take care of you and then have like a session where you're like, okay, where do I want to be? And just let things flow out. Don't stress over them. Listen to your intuition about your next step to do from there. You feel me? The Devil in reverse. That's good. That's good, Scorpio. 7 of Wands, which also came up under the Lovers, and the Hangman, and the 5 of Cups again. Okay. And the High Priestess. Yes, you... I think inaction is the devil for you, is why the devil is showing up. That historically you have maybe frozen and stagnated and not spoken and not shared your truth and, you know, you stayed quiet when being vocal would have benefited someone else and also you. You feel me? This very much has to do with commitment in general for you or specific commitment. Probably both. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Deacon 1. It looks like you get stuck in the waiting. Procrastinating, maybe. Shit is hard. Shit can be hard. I mean, that's life though, right? That's life. Everything is temporary, the negative and the positive. Can't hold on to either one. You just have to stay in your flow with yourself and the source, right? And everything else falls into alignment when you do that. It's true. Okay, so Deacon 1, that's what you need to do to raise your energetic vibration starting right now and for the remainder of the month. Self-care. Be clear about where you want to end up in the long term, you know, like the qualities of the people you're in business with, your partner, your romantic partner, what kind of service you want to do, you know what I mean? Like all of those things, where you want to live, like what kind of surroundings do you want to have, all that stuff. Okay. Deacon 2, November 2nd to 11. We got a Page of Cups, which is making the choice to take the action, making the choice to have an open heart, right? To open your heart up again and start going down the path to making an offer to someone or coming in communion with someone. But this is the very, 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 very beginning of that. It's more of like the idea, not totally. You might have, it's an energy shift too. And I feel like a lot of this is not actually happening in real life. This is like all energetic happening. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot going on between you and your person in the 5D. 3D is this reality world. 5D is all esoteric, sleep, state, you know what I mean? Any of that kind of stuff. Okay, so the Page of Cups. Are we gonna, yeah, we'll do Elle Qui first too, again. Are we gonna use the Lightseers too? I don't know. Okay. Deacon 2, November 2nd to 11th. Anybody who is resonating with this. What can we tell Scorpio about the Page of Cups and how the Page of Cups relates to them raising their energetic vibration? She who forgives. Aww. That's good. That's good. I know, like I said, there's so much like enlightenment, crown chakra energy holding this, but there's still a lot of sad to get through first. You know what I mean? There's still like a little bit of the dark, the heavy, the shadow parts. But underneath, forgiveness is a step to that, to enlightenment, right? Eclat, she who regrets, battle, victory, bitterness. This is about what I said earlier too, similar, knowing when you're in combat, when you're in battle, you can be brutal. If you are not grounded and rooted and clear, you can cause a lot of damage. And so this card comes out when it's time for you to rethink how you present something, to rethink to not react, but to respond, to be measured, to know that you have a choice. You have a choice. You are responsible for your reaction, even if it's a like really fast reaction. Do you know what I mean? It's still your responsibility, and it's still a choice you're making. Okay. She who surrenders, Estefania, chains, bondage, release. We're going to read that. We don't need to read a clock because I already know what that one is and I just told you, but I'll read the other ones for you. She who changes, Iris, transformation, change, enchantment. Okay. Deacon 3 has the 7 of Swords, which is thievery, deceit. It's taking something that doesn't belong to you. It can be thievery of literally anything. Like it had been showing up in for other signs as thieves of time. And it was for they were thieves of time to themselves because they were keeping themselves stagnant. You know what I mean? So we'll see what that is going into. But I think it's interesting that the She Who Regrets is coming up for how you present your open heart. You know what I mean? For like, pages are students. Kind of. You take a mindset of a student. So it's like a beginner's mind. And this is a beginner's mind in unconditional love. Really understanding what that is. But this also feels very much like an apology. Or an explanation and an apology. I don't know if you're doing it or it's coming to you. I feel like it's you doing it. Okay, we'll go with Iris first. She was on the bottom. Iris wears a waxing moon on her forehead and a curving snake on her arm because she's dope. The moon reminds us how we cycle from waxing to full to waning. The snake, ultimate agent of transformation, sheds its skin to live again. The snake's magic reminds us that as long as we are never stagnant, we will continue to reinvent ourselves. It is this power of transformation that invites us to celebrate the enchantment of this moment. Shed the skin of yesterday to cloak yourself in your new persona. That goes right with the forgiveness, right? And it goes right with the Page of Cups. And the 5 of Cups that is showing up, that like part of you, that part of your wounded past that you're still holding on to, that you're still identifying with, right? You're still taking it on like it's you. Like the pain and the bad things that happen to you are you, and not taking full responsibility for the choices that you've made because you are acting from that past pain. You feel me? And feeling guilty about it and shame, and that only keeps you stuck. It only keeps you stuck. It only guarantees that you're going to keep repeating it because you're not letting it go and you're not processing it. It's still right here, right? It's like having a rain cloud, like you carry it, it's like right here, and you don't move it. So it's always there. If you walk forward, you're going to walk through it. If you walk backward, you might be able to like avoid it for a little bit. You feel me? That's not a great analogy, but yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. Iris brings the message that you are in a moment of change. You can choose to move into a new self or pull back on the self you were before. There's nothing static about this issue. Do not put too much weight on things as they are. Instead, take a step back. Remind yourself of the moon cycles as well as the turning of the seasons. If you remember all things change, everything is temporary, you will find yourself prepared to adapt to the ever-cycling world. Here are the questions. Why am I fighting this change? How can I flow into the transformation? What do I need to do to honor this cycle? And we'll do Estefania. I never say their names right. Estefania rereads an old letter from someone who hurt her long ago. Clutching the response to her breast, she allows herself to be overcome by the agony yet again. That's 5 of Cups all the way. Her bower has become her prison. Iron shackles bind her in this spot. Wrapped around her, this black cable weighs her down. What she hadn't realized yet is that the chains are of her own making. By holding on to regret, anger, or fear, she has forged heavy links tying her to her past. No one can release her save herself. And save herself is what she must do. To do that, she must let go of the past. And it seems like for you, there's a righting of a wrong that's connected to this. Either done to you or that you need to fix. You know what I mean? The lesson of this card is that when we surrender to the losses of the past, we strangle ourselves with sorrow. It reminds us that when we let the ropes of past hurts turn into anchors, they only hold us back. Your task is to carefully review things from the past. If they cause you pain, you must let them go. It's like a paper cut that won't heal because you keep touching it. And if the letting go means making reparations, then that is what you have to do. Do you know what I mean? Or if it's forgiveness, it's not letting go in a distracting way or an avoidance way. It's making peace with it so you can let it go. You feel me? Otherwise, you're just going to stay in the cycle. Put the past in the past where it belongs. Breaking this chain of misery will not be easy, but you've been given a chance to start anew. Don't let misery detain you from your amazing life. Questions. Am I surrendering to old pain or releasing it? If I could write a letter to one person who hurt me, what would I say? Which chain link can I break today? So change those questions to suit you if you're the one who needs to write a letter. Do you know what I mean? Make them like changed. If the essence of it is resonating, then make the details fit your situation, because this is a general reading. You know what I mean? There's a lot of you out there. Okay. I'm going to pull a tarot for you, for Deacon Tude, for what action you can take right now. We're going to use the White Witch, Major Arcana. What action can the folks who resonate with Deacon do to get this Page of Cups to be raising their energetic vibration? The Moon, intuition, observing, allowing, the Sun. It didn't fall all the way. The Sun, the Moon, and the Sun. That's like you're battling, like holding all your cards close to your chest, holding who you are inside, and letting yourself be fully present in your true, authentic self. You feel me? Scorpio. I'm going to reshuffle. It's Major Arcana only, so it's only 22 cards, and sometimes it just has a harder time coming out. There we go. Death, which is you, Scorpio. That's so beautiful. And Judgment, yes, it's let yourself heed the calling and let yourself become a phoenix. Let yourself transform. That's what you need to do. And part of that is going to be fixing whatever needs to be fixed. Forgiveness is in here, and showing up with an open, honest heart. I love Scorpios. I really, really do. Okay. Wonderful. And the Moon is on the bottom. Listen to your intuition. Give it space. And trust in your light and your dark, right? Your dark doesn't have to be the thing that directs you. You can integrate your dark and your shadow and your light, and you can use them, the dark, in positive ways. Okay. 7 of Swords, Deacon 3, November 12th to the 21st. I'm not even going to try to, we're just going to start pulling on this. We're going to pull Elle Qui. Where did I put them? I feel like it's about coming clean. It could be about taking power back in a very, I don't know, let's see. That's like an obscure way, obscure interpretation, but it's not a not possible one. I don't know the words. I didn't eat yet, I'm hungry. Okay, my brain like slows down a little bit. All right, what can you tell Scorpio about the Seven of Swords that will help them raise their energetic vibration? What about the Seven of Swords? She who doubts, Enid. She who unfolds, she who remains, Manatili, powerful devotion, true worth. This is very Queen of Swords, High Priestess energy. Interesting. She who unfolds. All right, we're going to read both of those. It's about being steadfast in you, in who you are, in your truth. Knowing that there's safety in your truth, that there's groundedness in your truth and standing in your truth, no matter what is happening around you and what people are saying to you. It's about strength, right? A test of strength keeps coming in my head. But we'll read that. We'll read it. Oh, look, it's open up to her. So maybe we'll start with her. I don't know how to say her name. Etriente has wrapped herself up in 3 layers of soft, colorful cloth. Her crown indicates that she rules herself. Her companion, a cousin to the scrub jay, is a noisy defender of her space. But our flaxen-haired ruler has no need of this protection. Self-care is a key component of her sovereignty. She surrounds herself as a mother swaddles an infant, to contain and to comfort. Her name means embrace in French. Etrenet, whatever, also knows anyone who would be truly close to her must respect her independence. She comes to teach you to trust and protect your layers. Do not be an open book now. Let those who would know you have a challenge. You are not being coy. You are careful, being careful with your precious self. It is important to make this distinction. Sometimes we open ourselves up too soon and too much. Be discerning with how much you reveal. This is really interesting because I think it's the opposite for you. So others understand you are not to be taken lightly. Remember, it is perfectly acceptable to hold parts of yourself back until you are ready. What I think and what I'm feeling is that this is representing the 5 of Cups and the scared, stagnant you. Because it's a complete opposite of what actually came out, and I'm about to read that, right? This is where you've been. Discernment is definitely a tool, right? And that could be that too. And to a reminder or a whatever to know the difference between thinking, overthinking, and discernment and knowing, where you really want to be in a state of knowing, right? You just use discernment when you need it, but thinking isn't really something we need to do, and definitely not overthinking. Do you know what I mean? Okay, questions to ask yourself are, how can I comfort myself right now? Who deserves to see past all my layers? What should I allow myself to embrace? That's why I really think it's about you not stealing you not letting all the past pain and the people who are the originators of your core wound, letting them steal your time, your life from you anymore. Do you know what I mean? Your energy. your life is on hold because of the pain of something that some person did to you in the past, right? You're still carrying it. Okay, she who remains. Manatili sits on her crystal throne with her lynx beside her. Her gown shows her connection to the ice dragon. Her truth of self keeps her warm against the icy stares of naysayers, and her gaze is cool as she surveys her snow-covered kingdom. Many of her subjects have left the wintry wilderness for less austere places. At any time, she too could have left her kingdom for other realms, but she's devoted to the ideals her reign represents. This is speaking to me about the knowing very clearly where you want to be 10 years, 20 years, when at the end of your life. You know what I mean? What are the things that are most important and where are you headed toward, you know? Looking at it in broad terms too, not necessarily pigeonholed. That makes it harder. Expectations. Look at expectations. You don't want to have those, right? You want to have boundaries and fundamental truths and know what your beliefs are, and you know what I mean? Those kind of things. And what qualities you need in partners and what you need out of your space where you live, that kind of stuff. And finances, you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Her role may seem like a lonely one to some, but not to her. She knows how powerful a single person can be. This card's lesson is to stay true to your purpose, even when others do not support you. Your true worth is not measured by the number of people who agree with you. People will come and go from your life, but have faith that you have the power to attract those who appreciate your gifts. Remember the lesson of this lady. Love yourself first and best. Those who remain by your side will be worthy of your affection. Your true worth is yours alone. Questions. How do I feel most powerful right now? Who supports me and is worthy of my friendship? What ideals do I need to devote myself to? So it could also be the Seven of Swords, about whittling down the people in your sphere. The ones who don't serve you, the ones who aren't trustworthy and disingenuous. Time to let that go aside. And the actions that anything that has been keeping you lower and stopping you from being your full authentic self. The sun is shifting. Okay, well, move over here. We're going to pull tarot on this. Of course we are. I don't know if I want to use any of these decks. Hold on. We're going to use the Muse, I think. Interesting. Scorpio, you're the first sign that I had to like get up and get a different deck. Special. Man. Okay. What else can you tell Scorpio about the Seven of Swords and make this a little more clear about what they can do to raise their vibration? Definitely knowing who you are, understanding that who you are is wonderful and worth being committed to, who your authentic self is. And that there might be, because you're high, you vibe high. So anybody who vibes low is going to not is not going to meet you. Do you know what I mean? And it feels like you vibe really high, so that's going to bring the numbers down even more. Do you feel me? Of who's going to be up there with you. Maybe recognizing the high vibe, the high frequency. It's coming in my head. Okay. Maybe you've been attracted to low vibe stuff and you didn't even really realize that. Wow, that was a strength. Yeah. That means you have everything inside of you, and this is a test of will and discipline for you. Give future you a chance. Give future you a chance, Scorpio. You can do it. You have the strength in you. The Page of Wands. Okay, another page. I'm gonna pull another one. That's coming into a new pathway of like a co-creation with someone, feeling good about it, like feeling the energy and allowing yourself to be taken into it. But you're able to do that because you're coming from a place of self-care that you've already built up. Your energetic reserve is full, right? So you have overflow to give. That's important. And you can't, if you're just in the flow of something with no grounded, you're not gonna, you're gonna get lost. It's not gonna be long-term, right? You're not gonna be able to sustain it. And this is saying, you can, and you have the tools in order to do this in a way that's not gonna end up hurting you or anybody else. The Queen of Voices, Libra, in reverse. One more. We might have to clarify. So you got it doesn't have to be Libra, it can be any air sign, it doesn't have to be any of that. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, it's someone who embodies the truth, the energy of being the truth, blindingly clear, immediate truth. What just came out? The Ace of Wands. So that, you gotta, I can feel it. This connection is passionate. It's gonna be, it's tied into your legacy, in your foundation, and it's tied into your unconditional love. It's your soul, it's your soulmate, it's your divine counterpart. But there has to be something fixed here. One more. Because this Queen of Swords is not in upright. So she's either withholding herself because she doesn't trust. They don't trust. It doesn't have to be a female. Or they're this way because they are low vibing. Do you know what I mean? We're gonna find out. I'm just one more card, right? The Wheel. The wheel is powered by the universe, and it's always spinning. And what we're meant to do is just get the hell on the wheel. Get the hell on the wheel. Stay centered and focused, because when we switch our attention and we try to manipulate things, or we get scared, we get nauseous, right? We stop the wheel. We become afraid. We don't want to do that. You want to surrender to the flow, but that means your roots are grounded, right? Okay, let's see what's on the split. Justice, which is the other Libra card, and the Knight of Swords, which is cutting out. I was wondering that, like with the Seven of Swords, I was feeling the Knight of Swords. Cutting out any behaviors or people, places, things that aren't truthful, that don't serve you, that don't have integrity. You know what I mean? That aren't honest. The Knight of Cups underneath the Justice. Okay. Wow. I feel like this is a reconciliation is about to happen for you guys. And very much you are the one who needs to make the move. Let's ask what are the intentions of the Queen of Swords toward Scorpio? What are the intentions? It could even be you. Could be you, and that you are not, your ability to be the truth is wavering. You know what I mean? Queens create the environment and kings sustain it. You feel me? So queens are, they like are it. They be it. Wow. It's a lot of cards for none of them to come out. What are the intentions for the Queen of Swords towards Scorpio? Or do you want me to ask a different question? The Lovers in reverse. Yes. You have someone who embodies, who might be an air sign, who embodies that energy very much, and they are not in their power because there has been pain here. There's been inflicting of anguish. The Six of Voices, and this person has pulled themselves away to heal themselves, to preserve their reserve. That's what they're doing. There's a stasis on your relationship because their focus needs to be on them. And whatever's happening with you, it looks like you need to take Four of Cups on the bottom. Yeah, they're kind of waiting on, but they're not waiting at the same time. But there's like a pause for them in the way that they view this relationship. And it's because there's something that needs to be addressed and it's not from them. So they're doing what they need to do to take care of them. Makes sense? Oh, Scorpio, that was intense. But I'm gonna pull one overall. I'm gonna pull one overall card for you, a major arcana for you to embody. What guidance can you give them? What energy should all three deacons for Scorpio embody right now to put them on the path of their highest vibrational good? You deserve happiness, Scorpio. You do. Even if you've caused pain, we all cause pain in different ways, different levels. We all still deserve happiness. You know what I mean. Well, that one I threw and it was the Sun, so I'm not counting that, but there we go. The Emperor. If you have Aries in your chart. The energy and the Empress. Oh, it's on the split. That's Libra and Taurus. Libra and Taurus. And the Sun is on the bottom. Let yourself be your full Emperor self. You have an Empress. They're waiting for you. Well, they're not waiting, but I think that there's still a chance. You have some kind of, there's a small window. You have some kind of chance to have something if you fix it. You know what I mean? You know that this is your Empress. Don't try to control everything, right? Be open and be truthful and go stand in front of your Empress. Let me know in the comments how it works out. I so want to know. Okay. Thank you, Scorpio, for coming and sharing your energy with me, and for, like, I'm going to take all my clothes off, and for holding space for me so that I could attempt to translate the messages coming in for you. I hope that this helped. I would love to know what's going on with your life and how this all goes in the comments if you'd like to tell me. No worries either way. I was so involved I forgot to write down when we was the timestamps, but I'll do that later. Okay. I will see you in like 2 weeks at your March monthly reading where I do week by week. How's it start? How's it end? All right. See you then. Bye.